It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And
I miss you too, Ernie.
And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here, too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. Well, for Minnesota, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Okay, how you been, man? It's good to see you,
Waiting for you to sit right here next to us. That's what I've been waiting
man,
for.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Can't wait to get inside your impressions of this game. It'll be a lot of fun. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Timberwolves can please this home crowd. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Luke Walton played 10 seasons in the NBA, but it wasn't until near the end in 2011 that he started to consider coaching. Walton says, "I never thought about it until I hurt my back." Now, while he was out of action, Phil Jackson invited him to sit in on the coaches' meetings. Walton said, "I realized that I like that side of the game." And Kevin, he succeeded Phil Jackson as head coach of the Lakers. Back to you.
It definitely did, David. He won titles when he played for the Lakers. Now he'll try to bring that winning mindset back to L.A. Hey, Kevin, when you play with Andrew Wiggins, you saw firsthand just how explosive he can be. What impresses you most about where he is right now and where he could go?
Man, Andrew's potential is through the roof. I've told him this countless times that when he wants to, he can. There's nothing that he can't do. It's just about his consistency and how he sees that, man. I told him, man, the world is his. I've yet to see a player in our league that has the athletic ability that he has, mixed with the IQ and being able to be players on both sides of the ball if he wants to. This kid is super long. He's fast. He's deceptionally fast. Like, I don't think people know how fast he really is. Great shooter, has a great IQ, not a good IQ, a great IQ. I told him, man, you know, I would like to see him with a little more oomph in his step. But if you know Drew, he's laid back. He's super cool. He's smooth with it. And his game reminds you of Steve Smith. And when Smitty used to, you know, rock people to sleep, he has a very good patience to his game.
And now the Lakers starting group. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. Ball runs point with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. Now here's Teague after the miss from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Teague kicks to Gibson. Over Randall. No good from Gibson. And Kevin, do you think you gravitate towards those young players because you were in their shoes at one time as a very, very young player in this league?
A little bit, but more importantly, I see it. I see it in him. I see it if he pushed through a little bit, and
you know it. You spot it.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you know what you see in young talent, you see it when it's there. When it's right in your face, like, holy, here, go get a rebound, put it back, dunk the ball, steal it, dunk it, come back down, and then be like, huh? You know, I often wonder how much Drew is actually stimulated. You know, he gets bored very easily, but when he turns it on, he is one of the best, and is going to be one of the best in our league to come.
2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Towns sets the pick for T. Left side, Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
Ball kicks to Randall. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. Higgins outside. Lets it go. That's good from Teague on the assist from Gibson.
And not just sustaining the lead, they're adding to it.
Right, and this is precisely what you want to do. Build up the lead and keep the pressure on.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Hey, guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
So the Lakers 5 right now. We've got Nance. Clarkson is out there with Caldwell Pope. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Dang in its small forward. Caldwell Pope passes to Clarkson. Nance outside. Shot clock at 5. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And Dang, here we go. And the rejection by Towns. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Adding a lot of flavor to the mix, Kevin Garnett. Kevin, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Hope you join us again sometime.
Man, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you holler at me, all right?
Future Hall of Famer and a terrific person, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
substitution now for Minnesota. Taj Gibson's checked in for Jang. Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teagan for Tyus Jones. The Lakers also changing it up. Julius Randle's checked in for Nance. Ingram comes in for Luol Deng. And Ball subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Randle no good. Minnesota leading by 12. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Butler's got 5 points so far. Now, here's Clarkson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's the screen. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And you can't end the period any better than that.
Well, you call that a perfect closeout. You love the aggressiveness on the offensive end leading to that final shot.
And so it's Minnesota, 13 points up at the end of the period. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have an exhilarated home crowd joining us for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq. Minnesota came out looking very confident. They strung together several impressive trips down the floor to open things up with an 8-0 run. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
We come back to Minnesota now with a striking look at the 10th Avenue Bridge, downtown Minneapolis, off in the distance. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Well, it's his specialty. There are certain guys who can dominate a half or even an entire game by generating second chances.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And the Lakers, Greg, have acquired some intriguing young talent. Do you see this group blossoming into elite status?
I mean, there's still some question marks. Injuries have been an issue. I do see some all-star potential for some of their young fellas. Superstar potential, though, tougher to say. They've got something to build on, though, and that's key.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Minnesota, Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the center, locking down the middle. Teague with the ball, now guarded by Ball. Wiggins outside. Towns a screen on Lopez. Wiggins dishes to Towns. And it's Teague, that time on the assist by Towns. Teague's got 5 now.
Well, the ability to stretch the defense from distance. Jeff Teague has it. He squares it up and releases quickly.
Randall kicks to Lopez. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Lopez sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Inside, Ingram with the steal. Lopez outside, out to the wing. Ball with a wide open look. From outside, off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 10. Outside Teague. Kicks it to Gibson. There's the feed to Butler. 4 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 14. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We come back right after this. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Keep digging, man. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting every loose ball. Make it hard on them. Make them hard.
And there's Tom Thibodeau focusing on the toughness and efforts he'd like to see from his team.
Yeah, he wants them to just leave no stone unturned, take advantage of every opportunity, and that's going to be the roadmap to success.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. So the Lakers 5 right now. Paul and Clarkson team up together in the backcourt. Ivica Zubac is out there with Nance, and it's Dang in at the 3 slot. Clarkson with the ball. Dishes the ball for 3. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Gibson setting a pick for T. Feeds it to Wiggins. Shoots over Clarkson, and it's Wiggins missing.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
Ball with the bucket.
I tell you, it's unorthodox to watch, but Ball shoots the ball with tremendous rhythm and confidence, and he has been deadly from beyond.
Outside Gibson. Higgins outside. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Crawford passes to Gibson. There's 42 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Jang dishes to Gibson. He feeds it to T. And Gibson kicks to T. And that's an intentional foul. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Gorgui Dieng. And it's Butler in for Jamal Crawford. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Lopez, he's checked in for Zubac. Randall comes in for Nance. Ingram, he's checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Jordan Clarkson. Butler passes to Gibson. Count it from 12. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
It feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other team.
And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 7. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And the shooting percentage, how about all the way in the 60s, shows how deadly he could be when he's feeling it. And as locked in as he was, they were trying to feed him as much as possible. But he never got out of control. I mean, he kept his head and just stayed patient.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. Jones against Clarkson. Outside, Jones. And so the Timberwolves take the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. We play together, play hard. We can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.